Hi, and welcome to How to Market Your Biz. This is Lisa Tredy, and I wanted to do a quick video today on phone broadcasting. I have a great system here that I've been using for years, and I wanted to do a quick training so you can see how easy it is. It's all about marketing, so this is a fantastic low-cost way to get your product out there. This system can be used for anything. So let's get started. I get this system from a gentleman called Ben Sargent, and at the end of this video I'll give you his contact information so that if you like what you see, you can give him a call and get the system for yourself. So let's just assume that you've purchased this system and this is your home page. Now when you're doing a voice broadcast, you have to put money in your account. It costs approximately 3 cents a minute. The system itself, and I have owned it for years, so I want to say it didn't cost me anything to get the system. It's just 3 cents a minute. If there is a fee, it's very minimal, maybe $29 if it's that. So this is your home screen, and you go here to your System Administrator Rights, and this is where you're going to go to put your money in your account. So you're going to see here that I only have about $4 in here. And what I do is on Sundays, I load my system for the week. I do voice broadcasting from Monday to Thursday. That's my preference. So on Sunday or Saturday, I go in there and I put money in, about $25, $30. That usually takes me through the week. I go to this accounting tab, and when you click on the accounting tab, it'll bring you to another screen where you can use a credit card and just put in as much or as little money as you want. Once you've done that, you're then going to go back to your resources, and we're going to go and set up a campaign. So this is Campaign Manager for Voice Broadcasting. This is your home page, and this is where all of your campaigns are listed. So now we're going to go to the New tab, because we're going to create a new voice broadcast. So our campaign name is anything that makes sense to you. I like to use what company I'm marketing and the date, but for this we're going to use test. Caller ID for this campaign is a phone number that I get from k7.net. It's free. I use free whenever I can, and this enables me to leave a voicemail at that phone number. The caller ID is when somebody receives a phone call from this voice broadcasting, that's the number they're going to see in the screen. So I'm going to get into the reason I use that number in a few minutes. Let's just fill out this page. So your first question that they're asking you is, do you want these calls to include the live transfer option or the transfer to voicemail leads option, or is this a standard message only campaign? I use only standard message campaign, and the reason I do that is because I just want to send out a message. I don't need them to be transferred to, you can press 2 and go into another option and they leave their name and their email or phone number and you go back and call them. I'm not interested in doing that. I truly just want to broadcast out. Your next question is, choose one of the following options. Play a message to live answer and a different message to an answering machine. Play the same message to live answer and answering machine. Play the message to live answering machine but hang up to a live answer but hang up on an answering machine, or play the message to an answering machine and hang up after a live answer. I always go with play to the answering machine and hang up on the live call. And now I'm going to explain to you how I really make it work. So because I'm only playing to an answering machine, there's a reason for that. In my broadcast, I'm asking them to go to my site. So I'm asking them to go to howtomarketyourbiz.com. If I'm going to do that and I'm going to go to a live person, what are the chances that live person is going to have paper and pen and be able to write it down? So I don't want to waste my money on live answers. So what I'm doing is I'm only going to leave it on a machine so that they can go back and listen to it and write it down. Now, the reason that I'm using that K7 number in the caller ID is that when they get a hang up, they look at the phone number and they say, "Who is that?" And they call that phone number, and I record essentially the same message on that phone number that I have in my broadcast. So they're still going to hear it, and it's not costing anything because you're not being charged 3 cents a minute for that phone call. So that is why I set it up this way, so that it's costing me minimal, but I'm still getting to the people. And a lot of them, you'd be surprised how many people call that number just to hear who it is. Now, the other way to get around this is that if you have a domain name of your telephone number, you can forward it to your website, and you can say, if you want to go to a live person, if you don't have paper and pen to write this down, just look at your caller ID and add a .com and you'll be taken to the same page. But I think it's more cost effective for me. I'm kind of testing that option out, but I still think it's a better for me to just do it the way I'm doing it. But you'd have to play with it and see what works for you. Okay, the next question is, do you want to give the people you call the option to press a digit to be included in your do not call list? I always say yes. Because if someone doesn't want to be bothered, I want to give them the option to press 9. It goes into the back office of this voice broadcast system, and if you try to load that number in again on a different list, it won't call it. So I like that option. The next option is, do you want this to be screened against the U.S. do not call list? If you say yes to that, you need to enter a valid 11 to 16 digit SANS registration number. I don't have that, so I just stick with no. It's stored in my back office of the numbers that I call. Is this an emergency call? No. And we're just going to click next. This is going to take us to the audio library. So for the audio library, you can record as many messages as you want. All you need to do at this point is choose the message that you want to play on that phone call. So I have chosen my How to Market My Biz, and I say OK. So the next screen is going to take me to a test call. If you want to test what people will hear, you put the phone number that you want to hear, hit send me a test call, and within 30 seconds your phone will ring and you'll hear exactly what your prospects will hear. I'm not going to do that. I've tested it many times, so I know it's working fine. I'm just going to go to the next screen. This really doesn't take long. Okay, so now I'm here and I'm going to upload my phone list. So I clicked on upload my phone list, and now I'm going to browse for the file. I have a test file already set up. I always have a broadcasting folder, so it's easy to find my files. I usually have a date, so I know what date I'm broadcasting. And now I'm going to upload. And it tells me congratulations, and it tells you the number of records. In this case, it only says 1, and it says 1 because I am just testing my own phone number. It tells you congratulations, you've completed setting up your campaign. You say OK, and now it's taken you back to your home page. Now your campaign is loaded. Voice broadcast is ready to go. Since I do a Sunday broadcast for 4 days, I want to set this up so that when I'm done with this, I walk away. I don't have to worry about it until next Sunday. So I'm going to set up my 4 campaigns to be on a schedule. So what I do is I highlight my test, the campaign I just loaded, and I go to Scheduler. This takes me to the calendar for this month. I'm going to add to the schedule, and let's say I want to broadcast this on the 29th. So I'm going to highlight that date. I'm going to go to my start time, and I like to broadcast between 7 and 8 p.m. I feel that's a good time of day, but you can do it anytime. I want to say between 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. I don't go past 8:30 at night because I really don't want to bother people. You can broadcast at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's going to an answering machine in my case, so it doesn't really matter when I do it. Calls per minute, and this is how you figure this out. Let's just say, for argument's sake, you have 500 numbers in your list, and I want to broadcast over a 1 hour period. So if you take 500 calls and you're dividing it by 60 minutes, it comes out to 8 point something. It's 9 calls a minute. So what I do is I just round it up to 10 calls, and that's, for me, that's fine. I know it's going to broadcast well within that hour. So now here, if you come down to the 29th, you'll see 7 to 8 p.m., 10 calls per minute. Now we're going to go back home. And here you're going to see your test is all data has processed okay. You have 10 calls per minute going out, a total of 1 in your list. And as this broadcasts, if you come back to this, you're going to see your numbers fill in as the phone is being dialed. Now, for the most lately, I've been doing about 500 calls a day. Sometimes I do 1,000 calls a day. It depends on my list that I'm using at that time. Right now, I'm with a company that provides me 202,000 leads per month for $20 a month. To me, that is fabulous. I do voice broadcasting, I do mass emailing, I do a lot of free forms of marketing, and some paid, but I try to keep things to a minimal, and it has really grown my business. And I love the company I'm with right now. If you have any questions, I'd be glad to answer them for you. Let me just show you my info should you need it. If you have any questions about this training or your own business, I'd be glad to help you. If you have any questions, just give me a call. My name is Lisa Tredy. My number is 973-962-0216. You can Skype me at lisa.tredy, or you can email me at howtomarketyourbiz@yahoo.com. If you like the system and you think you can use it, then by all means contact Ben Sargent, and his number is 817-462-0797. I really appreciate you listening to my training, and thanks so much. Have a good day.